Hi, right, folks. Welcome back to Glasgow News. I know what you're saying. It's been some time since I recorded any content. You see that I use the word content, and that's because I'm a YouTuber. Normally, I would, at the very beginning of my career in the YouTube arena, I would say something like, "It's been quite a while since I've made a video." But I don't do that. I don't use that terminology now. I use the terminology like all the YouTubers use, and that's content. Anyway, never mind that, right? That's got nothing whatsoever to do with today's conversation. And if you're wanting to know why I've not made any videos, it's because YouTube keeps banning me because they don't like my content. They don't like the narrative, my narrative, you know. It doesn't matter what it seems to be, but I'm obviously being shadow banned, okay? Because right now I should have 200,000 subscribers, but I've no got 200,000, and that could only be because YouTube's throttling me, my content. Anyway, holy Toledo, never mind that. Now listen, what I've got to talk about today is a kind of personal issue, and it concerns me, myself, and I. Do you remember that film? Me, myself. What was it? Me, myself. Me, Irene. I can't remember what it was, but it was hilarious. Jim Carrey and that Ratzenberger bird. I don't know what her name is, but that's what I think her name is. Wee skinny blonde thing. She made another film, something about her knickers. I can't quite remember. Jennifer's knickers, something like that. Anyway, let's see. I've kicked right off. Now let me get back to basics here. Now what's happened is I've recently had a mishap, all right, an accident. And what I mean by that is I went to the swimming baths and I slipped and I fell. And when I came down, I landed on my ass, backside, or arse, whatever, you know, adjective you would prefer. I also twisted my knee. I looked like a complete idiot, right? Felt like a complete idiot. But as a result of that, I've hurted my back, my lower back, as you can imagine, right? Now, what that means, I've got a job just like normal people. This is a hobby. This isn't. Some people think this is my full-time occupation and I make a lot of money from it. I'm afraid not. I don't make a penny for this. This is a hobby, right? This is a hobby. And right now, it's the only thing I'm physically able to do because of this back injury. But I do have a job outside of this. I do have a life outside of this. So let me just explain what happened today. No, but let me go back to Monday. This is Friday. This is Friday the 4th of August. Let me just drift back to Monday when I had to report I'd sick, basically, right? So in my company, what happens is you've got to phone in. It's an automated system, and you select blah blah blah, and then it automatically puts you on the sick register. Okay, which means then you're covered for not turning up at work, and then usually there's a follow up with your manager, and that's exactly what happened. There was a follow up with my manager. I explained the situation. He was concerned, etc. Wished me well, and said he would probably catch up with me later in the week to see how I was feeling, which is all normal. It's all normal practice, and that's what you expect, all right? And it's good that because you could be in the house yourself, etc. And it's good that the work does that, and I really appreciate that. But there's nothing I can do. I'm kind of practically bedridden. Getting back, so the week passed, and I had a follow-up phone call today, and that's August the 4th, Friday, August the 4th. And during that conversation, my manager mentioned that one of my colleagues that I work with had been going down to Loch Lomond and thrown himself into it. And apparently, the reasoning behind that is that it's like a miracle cure. Immersing yourself in freezing cold, hypothermic water can actually help with back pain, leg pain, ankle pain. I don't know what kind of pain, but that was the gist of the conversation. I said, well, I can't drive to Loch Lomond. I can hardly walk at the moment. But no, you don't need to do that. I wasn't expecting that. But what you could do, what you could do is fill a bath with cold water and put ice in it and jump in it. I mean, you can imagine I was kind of taken aback by the direction the call had taken. It was a kind of witch doctor kind of moment, You're sitting in a tent with a witch doctor wearing a big mask and feathers and all that, and he's telling you need to do something to cure you. What are you going to do? Are you going to say, fuck off? You're kind of stuck there. But what I did say was, my brain was working overtime, and what I said was, I don't really have baths. I was trying to be diplomatic, if you know what I mean. Diplomatic. I didn't just say anything offensive or anything like that. A lot of people would have. I didn't. But I was diplomatic, and I said, well, I don't really have baths. I have colds where you can have a cold shower then. So I knew I had to sort of think about the cold shower sort of thing, and I said, well, at my age, I'm likely to have a heart attack. And that's basically, where we left the conversation, and it was a kind of suggestion that I immerse myself in freezing cold water. Now, I don't know whether that was tongue in cheek, or he was having a laugh with me, or maybe he had me on speaker, and they were all absolutely gutting themselves in the office. I don't fucking know, right? But here's what happened. Do you know what synchronicity is? Do you know what fate is? Do you know what coincidence is? Well, this is what happened. I went onto that mad red top, the Daily Record, as you all know I sometimes do. And this is the first story I clicked on. So let me read it to you. You can obviously see the headline at the minute. And by the way, let me just give credit where it's due. This is by a story by Ryan Carroll. Apparently Ryan's a reporter at the Daily Record. Welcome to Glasgow News, Ryan. Your story made it, pal. But what I want you to particularly notice here, it's the 4th of August 2023, and today's date is, you've got it, the 4th of August 2023. So the stars have basically lined up for me today. This story possibly saved my life. Let's get into it then. Scott suffers a broken neck in the shower after cold water caused a blackout. Adrian Scott from Edinburgh was having a shower when the sudden change from hot to cold caused his body to go into shock. Well, Toledo. There he's there. Alright, Adrian. You don't look too well, mate. Are you sleeping there, or did you just shut your eyes because there was somebody to take a picture of you? I'm not sure. What I did notice is that's quite a nice, snazzy, kind of modern neck brace. In my day, they just put foam around my neck. Like a big bit of foam. Aye, on you go, that's you, you're fine. But what's this CCS at one? What's that all about? What kind of tattoo is that? Is that some sort of code? It's a 3-letter agency type deal. What's going on there? Anyway, never mind that. I'm sort of kicking off slightly a wee bit there. Know what I mean, folks? Right, let's have a look. So the story goes on to say, a former soldier suffered life-changing injuries after a change in water temperature caused him to collapse in the shower. Adrian Scott from Edinburgh broke his neck after he switched his shower from hot to cold and passed out. The 33-year-old was rushed to Royal Infirmary of Edinburgh after the freak accident on Saturday, July the 8th. Now imagine that happened to him on July the 8th, and now it's appeared coincidentally on the 4th of August, on the very day, only hours after a witch doctor type dude suggested that I have cold showers or jump in a cold bath. Holy Toledo. Right, it says here, doctors told the ex-Scots Guard squaddy that the sudden change in temperature sent his body into shock. Adrian, who now works, and get this folks, as a fibre engineer. What do you think I do for a living? That's right, I'm a fibre engineer. Now, that puts the whole synchronicity, coincidence, fate thing into another dimension, don't you think? Was due to start self-employed work just 2 days after the accident, but is now unable to move his head and is in a neck brace. But it doesn't just stop there, folks. You know, that there have been myths round about having cold showers in the morning and all that. You know? But let's move on. I mean, look at that story there. Scott's mum finds out she already has cancer during procedure to prevent disease. I mean, this paper's full of shit like that. It's just doom and gloom. Look at her here. Scots woman who stole 155k from doctor's surgery amid affair ordered to pay back 41. She's had all sorts of holidays, fancy cars, and all sorts. She's only going to pay back 41k. And no doubt she'll go bankrupt and she'll not pay a penny. That's poor Adrian, right? The cold shower man. So let's just hear what it goes on to say here. It said, I remember changing the water to cold, and the next thing I woke up on the floor. At first I thought I'd knocked myself out. I'd put my foot through the wall and my back was in a lot of pain. Now remember, I'm in agony with back pain before I step into the fucking cold shower. But then I realised, he said, I couldn't move my head, or as you would maybe say, head. The doctors told me, it's down here, the doctors told me pretty quickly I'd broken my neck. All my tests ruled out any medical conditions. They said the only thing that could have caused the collapse was my body going into shock from the sudden change in water temperature. And now we're going to get into that cold shower myth deal. He goes on to say, and I quote him here, I've had many cold showers over the years to invigorate myself, but after speaking with doctors, I realised they can be quite dangerous. And my intuition today, my self-preservation today said the same thing. Only I used and thought about a heart attack rather than a broken fucking neck. You get me? So listen, if you like the content, please subscribe, hit the like bell, because it helps the channel. And that's all I've got to say about that. Peace out.
How dare you!